and just really coming to realization everything that I have is the Lord's at the end of the day. The money I have, the vehicle, the equipment that I have, the business that He's entrusted me with, none of it's mine. And He just wants me to give back as much as possible and be able to glorify Him. And that's honestly all I want to do. Hi, I'm Raymond Fadness, the founder and CEO of Bridge Apparel Company. I've lived here all my life. So I went to Great Bridge High School, graduated there. After that, I went into the Marine Corps. After the Marine Corps, I got medically discharged. But after I got discharged from the Marine Corps, I went through a really rough part of my life for about half a year. And I was just at complete rock bottom. I was suicidal. I was in mental health hospitals, multiple medications. Thank the Lord that He saved my life, even though I didn't have a personal relationship with Him at that time. But He truly did save my life. But after I went through that really rough part of my life, I actually got connected with a therapist that was a former Marine Corps officer. And me and him just really connected, just started getting better a little bit, got off medications, got out of the suicide, idealization and everything. He helped lead me to the Lord a bit. He introduced me to David Goggins, a Navy SEAL, that really got me drawn into running and everything. And I'm a crazy ultra runner, which running and fitness has really changed my life. It's truly has been an enormous impact in my life. And I've done countless races. I've raised money with races for charity. Recently did a race where I raised a couple $1,000s for fixing veteran and kid smiles. It was called the 50K Smiles. I ran 40 some miles in that race. The longest I've ever ran is 62 miles in the mountains in 36 hours. That was a really long, brutal race, but I feel like that really has defined who I am a lot more too, and it's given me a lot of endurance with the business growth of where I'm at. But how I actually kind of got into the business, I was kind of looking around at my life after starting to finally get better, and everybody was like, you can go work a 9 to 5, and that depressed me even more, or or you can go to college, which I didn't want to go to college. That's literally why I went to the military, and I was literally failing high school. I literally had to get extra credit just to get in the military and everything. So I was kind of literally at just like, not at rock bottom, because I was finally getting better out of the mental bit, but I was still at like a rock bottom point in my life still, not knowing where I was going, and still didn't have God in my life at that point. But I was just kind of looking at ways to, what am I gonna do in my life at that point? And I've always loved Shark Tank growing up. I've always kind of had an entrepreneur type aspect, always came up with cool, fun ideas. And I was just looking around at ideas, and that's when I started Bridge Apparel Company. I saw where I could have my own clothing brand, which I created the designs, which one of the designs behind me, the 22-day Veteran Suicide Prevention, which we donate a portion of the sales back to Veteran Suicide Prevention, First Responder Suicide Prevention. But I just really saw that as a way how I can get into a business where I can make money, because you got to provide for yourself still, but also be able to raise awareness with the clothing brand, and then also be able to donate back to charity at the same time. So basically 3 wins at the same time. But a couple years back, I was at a vendor show, and a business owner came up to me and was like, hey, do you do custom work? And then I have all the commercial grade equipment, so I was like, I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot, and I just kind of fell in love with it. So there's kind of a whole new passion there. I still have the whole clothing brand, it's a huge passion of mine, but the custom realm, I did the order and I absolutely loved it, because every company has a different mission, vision, target audience, core values. What events are you going to? Where can we help you grow your company? The more you grow, the more I'm growing. So it's just really building those relationships with people and being a partner with them, and not just looking at somebody as just as a client. I'm here to serve and work with you. I was actually saved back on July 9th of 2024. Very important day, the best day of my life. Nothing ever will change that day. But I just had a business friend that I knew, and she was just on fire for the Lord, just an amazing lady. And she just invited me out to church, and I've never really had a relationship with the Lord. I read the the little Bible during boot camp a little bit. Went to some of the church services. I've never really got anything. None of my family's really faith, but I never really had God in the business at the foundation of it, and just really coming to realization everything that I have is the Lord's at the end of the day. The money I have, the vehicle, the equipment that I have, the business that He's entrusted me with, none of it's mine, and He just wants me to give back as much as possible and be able to glorify Him. And that's honestly all I want to do. Giving even more generosity, because we used to only give 5% of everything basically. Now we get 15%. And I don't say that to brag or anything, but it's just the real impact that we really try to strive for. The business glorifies God. I think that's honestly number one out of all of it, that people just see God through the business and through me.